right, Street Stock fans, let's talk Ryan's recap from this past weekend, and then we'll get to this week's power rankings. Remember, national title race coming down to the line. First place is decided, but second, I'm telling you, there is like 5 guys that have a legit chance to finish in that second spot. A handful of shows left to go, including the invitationals from this past weekend. Let's start out in Wyoming. Sheridan, Wyoming, they had their fall classic, a doubleheader out there Friday and Saturday night. The same 2 guys went 1-2, right? So night number 1, Corey Craver, he got his 14th of the year out there. Second place finisher, Jeremy Castro. Petrov was in third, and that's kind of the big 3. That's to be expected. Petrov sounds like he tore some stuff up, didn't go very good on night 2. Saturday night, Jeremy Castro, 16th of the year in his Aero chassis. He's put together an outstanding season. These guys all have out there. Craver got second, and Jeremy Castro, a legit chance to slide up into second right now. He's inside the top 5. Craver's on the outside looking in. Not sure where he's going, but it sounds like Castro is making the trip east, so it should be interesting this week. Now let's head over to Menominee, Wisconsin, the Red Cedar Speedway. The 41st annual Punky Manor Challenge of Champions, Colby Kyle. Now, I don't know if it's Kyle or Keel. Somebody's going to have to please let me know on that one because I don't know this guy. But his first win of the year and a big one. I mean, when you can take home the Punky Manor, and pretty convincing. There's some pretty good hot rods over there. Pretty uncontested for him. So congratulations. Tip of the cap for Colby over there in Menominee. Casino Speedway, they had the 4th annual Autumn Classic, and want to thank Todd and Vicky. Of course, I got to announce that event, so that was a heck of a lot of fun. But how about Kyle Dykov? Absolutely dominant. He started 3rd row outside in both of them and easily just drove to the front, drove away. Nobody really had anything for him. This kid here, he's been extremely fast, especially over on that little quarter mile. Let's head up to North Dakota. The 50th annual Jamestown Stock Car Stampede up there. Got a couple of them in a super stock. They don't even have super stocks anymore. Kind of breaks my heart a little bit, but the street stock racing is highly entertaining. And how about Billy Christ? Congratulations, night 1 winner out there. Kind of an up and down year. He kind of said what can go wrong will go wrong. Lots of issues throughout the season, but invitationals have been pretty good. He won the Big Buck Nationals just a few weeks back in Aberdeen, and then the night 1 winner of the 50th annual Stock Car Stampede in Jamestown. And then night number 2, another guy that's been really good out in Dakotas, Hunter Damagala. Of course, over in Mandan, he's been extremely good. They got a show coming up this weekend. He won the Race of Champions, and Johnny Carter got second both nights. So when Billy Christ and Hunter Damagala hold off Johnny Carter, that's a tough task to do. Great job, both of those guys. The Granite City Motor Park, they had a standalone show this past Sunday. Not an invitational. That's coming up this weekend. But Braden Brower, he's contending for second. I think he's 1, maybe 2 points behind Justin Vogel. He's been extremely fast. Of course, he made the trip to Watertown, was on the podium from deep, and he's been really good. And right now, he's my pick to slide into second in the points. Justin, nothing against you, but this kid's on it right now. This weekend, what's going on? We got a handful of shows this weekend. This is the last weekend with multiple shows, and the final 2 weekends have 1 show each. This week here, Madison, Minnesota, the 7th annual Lou's Madtown Showdown, Friday and Saturday, 2 complete shows over there. Then over in St. Cloud, Sauk Rapids, whatever you want to call it, the inaugural Piston Cup, they're running Friday and Saturday, 2 complete shows with a Sunday rain date. Friday looks a little sketchy, so they might get it in on Sunday. And then over in Mandan, North Dakota, at the Dakota Speedway, they're having the Oktoberfest, they're calling it. Heats on Friday, features on Saturday, 1 show there. And then up at the Devil's Playground, Devil's Lake, North Dakota, the Fall Last Call Spectacular. That's a standalone show on Saturday only up in Devil's Lake. So let's get to it. The October 1st edition of the BuyResearch.com One to Go Show Street Stock Power Rankings. At number 10, Corey Craver. Solid season. I'm going to call this guy Mr. Consistency. He's been incredibly solid, stays out of trouble, doesn't seem to get into too much drama, too much banging out there. He's always there. I've watched multiple races on Facebook, and he's just really smooth around the racetrack. And I got a win and a second this past weekend. I'm not sure if he's going to make a trip anywhere this weekend. He's still got a shot to get up in the top 5 in national points. Not sure if his season's done or if he's got one more left in him. We'll find out soon. At number 9, the Wolverine, Justin Vogel. He started in the front 2 rows all 3 nights this weekend and came up winless. Man, he's always there. It seems like he's second, third, fourth, second every night. I think he's got 10, 11 wins, but flat out, Justin Vogel is the king of second place finishes. We're going to have to figure out a way to translate some more of those into wins. At number 8, Ryan Satter. Light schedule. He ran mostly 2 nights a week, running over at the I-94 Sure Step Speedway and at the Viking Speedway, Fergus Falls at Alex, that is. He did make a trip out to South Dakota. Still has a shot. He's one of those drivers, along with Vogel, Brower, right? Castro's in the mix there. There's a handful that he has a shot to maybe slide into second, but he's got to get a couple wins to do it. Man, he's put together a heck of a season. He's got a pile of wins for the limited amount of shows that he has. At number 7, Kyle Dykov. This cat right here, I'm telling you, I really believe that he's got the fastest speed stock in Wissota Speed Stock Racing. Just needs to be more consistent. If he can figure out a way to just keep it under control, because he's on the edge of out of control, but he's extremely fast doing it. An example, last time I was down at Madison, 3-way battle, him, Jans, and Brower. Looked like he might have had the fastest car. Dipped it off turn number 3, night over, right? Probably should have won that race. He has a few of them throughout the year. Not all his fault, but that guy is extremely fast. I expect him to turn some heads in Madison. At number 6, Kyle Jeannette. Jeannette is a guy that's not talked about much. He's becoming talked about more, but he's somebody that's kind of quietly off the radar, but should be on the radar. Now, looking at this, he went out west. He went out to Gillette to the East-West Clash. He swept it, got all 3 wins out there. He got 3rd this weekend at the Punky. He got 4th at the 100. Both of those 2, he started in the 5th row. And that's a guy right there, really smooth, really momentumed up. He can roll the middle probably better than anybody. And that's 16X. I'm not sure if he's going anywhere this weekend either. Haven't talked to him. But wherever he goes, he'll be a contender. Number 5, Mike Jans. This is the other guy that speed-wise, that 25 is a fast hot rod, especially in Madison. 10 times he raced in Madison this year, 6 wins, 4 seconds, and that includes, right? That includes the Steffa Speed Stock race that they had over. He's my pick this weekend to win. He's not in the points, right? Because he doesn't have enough shows. But Mike Jans is my pick to win the Madtown Showdown. Number 4, Jeremy Castro. And out of the big 3 and everybody out west, he's the top guy. He stepped up to become the top guy out west. 2nd and a 1st this weekend, 16 on the year. And he's coming east. He still has a shot at a top 3 in the Wissota National standings. He's on the outside looking in. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of good hot rods. He's one of them in that 14 car. Let's see what he can do this weekend. Number 3, Johnny Carter. A pair of seconds last week. Probably had the best car both nights. Just could not quite get by. And he drives nice. He had plenty of opportunities to slide him, chuck the elbow, right quarter panel him. And he drove with a lot of respect and not doing that. He really ran Chris and Domagala clean. So tip of the cap to Johnny Carter on that. You didn't learn from your Uncle Todd. He's a super stock guy. We would have elbowed somebody, I promise. But that's why he's got a lot of respect. A lot of guys like him. He's probably had one of the most dominating, strongest last probably 6 weeks of the year. Remember, he kind of had that downtime, but man, he's turned it on as of late. Talked to Johnny. Sounds like they're moving into a new house. Mom is happy. Everybody's happy. Not sure if he's going anywhere this week. Not sure if he's going to run any more this year, but if he does, that 46 will be fast. Now the top 2. At number 2, Braden Brower. And if not for the bulk of the season, he might be the hottest driver right now in Wissota Speed Stock action. And I tell you, he needs one good run to slide ahead of Vogel in the national standings. I think it's only 1 point separating those 2. He's been good all year long. He was on the podium over at the 100. He just won at Granite City. And I'm telling you, the second generation driver, he was fast early in the year, but he's faster now. Like you can tell over the course of the season, he's gotten a lot quicker. And I think he's a little bit more hungry right now because Parker Anderson's got nothing to race for other than just winning, right? Braden Brower's got a little something to race for. So keep an eye on that 34 junior. He's got something to prove this weekend. And at number 1, and he's been there all year long. And if you don't like it, it is what it is. He's just put together a hell of a season. Parker Anderson at number 1. Steffes Speed Stock Tour champion. I believe he had 10 Steffes Speed Stock Tour feature wins. The Wissota 100 winner. Your national champion in the Wissota Speed Stocks. And it sounds like he's got a couple shows left, and his days are numbered in the Speed Stocks. He's moving up. I'll let him make the announcement what he's going to be doing, but sounds like Speed Stock racing might not be it next year. So that's good for everybody else, right? If you're Braden Brower, if you're Justin Vogel, if you're Castro, if you're some of these guys, be like, good kid, be gone. Like, we had nothing. You can go on to bigger and better things. But man, he's put together a great season, and not sure where he's going. He won night 1 last year over at the Madtown Showdown from pretty deep, I think 5th row. So he might head back there. He might head over to Granite. I know he ran over there quite a bit this year. I expect to see him at the Fall Classic, and I'm sure he'll be up in Superior to close out the year. But holding down the top spot in the October 1st edition of the BuyRaceShirts.com One to Go Show Street Stock Power Rankings, the 27 of Parker Anderson.